as I have the hashtag, right? Then they fight you. Right? We're in phase 3. First they ignored us, 2009 to 15, a bunch of nerds and geeks. Then they laughed at us. Okay, 2016 to 21, bunch of nerds and geeks with your magic internet money, whatever. Then they fight you, and the fight is just starting. So it feels like it's been going on, but it's just starting, and it's getting ugly. That's why I'm wearing the red pants today, because look, Goldman Gary and Carlisle Jerry are on a mission. And it ain't a mission from God, right? It ain't the Blues Brothers, it is the Bash Brothers, and they are on a mission. That's pretty good, I just made that up. They are on a mission they can't destroy crypto, right? Because crypto is bigger than them. It is permanent. It is a permanent change in technology, as we've talked about on the show. They can't stop it, but they can delay it. And they delay it using this hammer, this club of regulation.
Mark Yusko, a well-known hedge fund manager and seasoned investor, thinks the cryptocurrency business has reached the final stage of development and is now fighting for attention. Yusko issued a warning about U.S. regulators' assault on cryptocurrencies last year, saying it would start in earnest and intensify until 2027 as they tried to put the sector under control. The senior investor identified this stage of the industry's growth as the "now they frighten you" phase, which comes after the "now they laugh at you" period that lasted from 2016 to 2021. That phase is currently very prevalent, and as Yusko anticipated, it will probably continue for some time to come. Last month, John Reed Stark, a former employee of the Securities and Exchange Commission, issued a warning to cryptocurrency investors: get ready for a regulatory onslaught that will only get worse. Stark, who developed and oversaw the SEC division of Internet Enforcement for 11 years, advised cryptocurrency investors to brace themselves for the SEC's regulatory onslaught. Please remember to like this video, subscribe for more, and leave your thoughts and observations in the comments area below as we present to you Mark Yusko's video summary of the war that the cryptocurrency industry will face. The growth of the channel is greatly aided by everything you do, which also helps the YouTube algorithm. I hope you enjoy the video.
NFTs are the future. I mean, everything in the world, every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every collectible car, every case of fine wine, every private business, everything is going to be an NFT. Now, hopefully they change the name to digital property right. And get away from monkey JPEGs. But that is, what people forget is a token. It's not a piece of gold. It's not a thing. It's an entry on a ledger, on a public, immutable, encrypted ledger that is superior in every way to the trust system that has dominated since the Rothschilds created 800 plus, well, the Medicis and the Rothschilds created 800 years ago. And that system is under assault by this incredible technology, this gift, literally gift from Satoshi et al., everyone who's been involved in this gift. And it's even crazier in that they're allowed, for some unknown reason to me, to rewrite the rules, right? You go into Kraken and you say, yeah, we said this wasn't a security, but now we're saying that by staking it and earning interest on it, you violated securities laws. How did we do that? You, the rule maker, said it's not a security. And then I take that not a security and I lend it to somebody and get paid for its use. How is that a security? First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, but then you win. And I keep saying this, that yes, 09 to 15, they ignored us. 16 to 21, they laughed at us. 22 to 27, they're going to fight us. Yes, they're going to fight. They're going to fight hard. Why? Because blockchain technology will do to financial services what the internet did to media and commerce. All of the old guard traditional institutions that had all the wealth and all the market cap in commerce and media migrated into Web 1 and Web 2. That just happened. And they fought it and they tried to pass regulation to stop it. The telcos, it's an amazing story that back in the 90s, the telecommunications companies were the two largest donors to political candidates through lobbying, which is a fancy term for corruption. It's funny. In all other countries, it's corruption. Yeah, when we do it in the United States, it's lobbying. Oh yeah,
it sounds much more professional.
Yeah, and everyone says, Al Gore says he invented the internet. Well, he didn't invent the internet, but he did save the internet, because what he did was you had these telephone companies that did not like the fact that, like right now, we are using voice over internet protocol to communicate in real time, in HD, for free.
Exactly.
And back then in the early 90s, like I'd call my, girlfriend long distance. Hey, what are you doing? Nothing. What are you doing? Nothing. 2.5 hours would go by. My mom would come in and say, what are you doing? That was $300.
Cool.
And the telephone companies love that. Mm-hmm. And they didn't want it to be free. And the internet was like, no, it's gonna be free. So they tried to pass a law that would ban voice over internet protocol. And Al Gore stepped up and said, nope, we are not even gonna vote on this bill. So he didn't invent the internet, but he was actually a pretty important guy. And so what people forget is this is how every incumbent deals with disruptive innovation. Throughout all of history, this is how incumbents try to slow down the progress.
Yusko says that the conflict with the industry began far earlier than most people realize. It did so well before the FTX crash. In reality, the hedge fund manager is of the opinion that Sam Bankman-Fried's collapse of the multi-billion-dollar cryptocurrency sector was not simply an accident or the consequence of the 31-year-old former billionaire's precise planning. Yusko asserted that SBS logic or intelligence had nothing to do with anything that occurred with FTX and other associated companies.
I was at this conference yesterday in New York, and I gave this talk, and they kind of baited me to go down my theory on this whole FTX debacle and how Gary got his job and why he worked for Caroline's dad and all this stuff.
Yep.
And I realized it's probably not in my best interest to criticize the people, one, who regulate me, and two, who could make bad things happen.
Yeah.
So I think it's well documented that there's a whole bunch of things that don't quite add up, in that, look, Sam Bankman-Fried is the mastermind of nothing. He is not a genius. Nope. He is not the guy who created this, quote unquote, second largest. No, just not. He is not the mastermind of anything. He is a useful idiot for a much larger group, which I will contend comes from way up high, to try. And I use the word try because they can't win. Because the fourth line of the quote, then you win, we already won. Anyone who is in crypto, we have already won because we see the future. There's this video I tweeted out earlier of Steve Jobs in 1981, when I was graduating from high school. Steve Jobs saying that we're creating a tool to enhance the human experience by taking the drudgery out and automating it, right? That's what computers do, right? They're as smart as a screwdriver, right? They're not smart. This whole, artificial intelligence, they're not actually intelligent. It's the programmers that are intelligent, the content that's intelligent. The computer is just a tool, and it makes drudgery and things that are slow really fast.
Correct.
And so doing calculations, it's way faster. Making chess moves, it's way faster. And actually today is the anniversary of when Deep Blue beat Kasparov in chess. So yeah, that was a big deal, but it's because they can process faster. It's not because they're smarter, it's because they can process faster. And the point is that technology, or that what Jobs was saying, is the future is there if you can have vision. And my addendum to the video was, look, talent is hitting the target no one else can hit. Genius is hitting the target no one else can see. The cool thing about being in crypto is you actually see the target. It's one thing to see that the talent, the amount of talent that is migrated into crypto is like no other migration of talent I've ever seen in my lifetime. And look, I'm old, you know, I've been around for a lot of cycles. I've seen incredible talent migrate into the internet, into the mobile net, build businesses that are worth hundreds of billions, now trillions of dollars, and benefited from that. But for our clients, but the key is that this migration of talent, the people that I hang out with every day, is extraordinary. And it's because they see this target, they see this future, they see this vision where everything of value, all $700 trillion of value in the world, will all be transferred on blockchains. It won't be databases running on COBOL, Visa today. It won't be databases running on C++. It will be on blockchains, and it will be public. It will be encrypted. It will be immutable. We will erase $7 trillion of wasted value that the financial services renters capture and get really rich at our expense.
Please share your opinions and feedback about Yusko's interview in the space provided below. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this one as well.